How long does credit card debt arbitration take? If you are facing credit card debt and wondering about arbitration, you are not alone. Many people find themselves in similar situations. So, how long does credit card debt arbitration actually take? Let's break it down. Credit card debt arbitration is a way to resolve disputes between you and your creditor without going to court. Instead, a neutral third party, known as an arbitrator, makes the final decision. This process is often outlined in your Cardmember agreement and is usually binding, meaning the decision cannot be appealed in court. The timeline for arbitration can vary quite a bit. Several factors come into play, such as how complex the dispute is and how willing both parties are to cooperate. The specific rules of the arbitration provider can also affect the timeline. To start the arbitration process, either the creditor or the debt collector must initiate it. This usually happens after attempts to collect the debt have failed. You can also request arbitration if your Cardmember agreement allows it. The process kicks off with a formal notice and the selection of an arbitrator. Once the arbitrator is chosen, both you and the creditor will present your evidence and arguments. This part is generally less formal than a court trial, but you still need to prepare your documentation carefully. After reviewing everything, the arbitrator will issue a decision, which is typically binding. So, how long does this all take? While there is no set timeline, most cases are resolved within several months. Simple cases might be decided in as little as 2 to 3 months. However, more complex disputes can take 6 months or even longer. Delays can happen if either party takes time to respond or if there are disputes over evidence. Scheduling conflicts can also slow things down. For those dealing with credit card debt, arbitration can be a quicker alternative to going through the court system. However, it is important to note that it may not always be less expensive. The process is usually more streamlined than litigation, but the fees for arbitration can be significant, especially for the party that starts the process. Sometimes, your Cardmember agreement may requiring the creditor to pay these fees upfront. It is essential to review your Cardmember agreement to understand your rights and obligations regarding arbitration. If you receive a notice of arbitration, respond quickly and consider seeking advice from a consumer rights attorney or financial counselor. In summary, credit card debt arbitration is a binding process that can resolve disputes outside of court. The timeline is generally shorter than traditional litigation, but it can still take several months depending on your specific case. Being aware of the costs and procedures involved will help you manage the process more effectively.